Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this lovely evening of Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. I'm your storm tracker, Liam Kenny, and just like they have been, our eyes still are on Tropical Storm Eta. This is the latest advisory as of the National Hurricane Center from the 3 o'clock advisory Central Time. We still currently have a 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm on our hands. This one is really not moving at all. Just a few hours ago, it was stationary, moving a little bit more now, north of 7 miles per hour, but still, this one was really not moving that fast. You all know at the current track of it, went throughout Cuba and made landfall around Key West, Florida, and then headed southwest. And today it's been battering the western tip of Cuba. That's why that tropical storm watch was issued within my last video that I showed you guys. There are still some current alerts up. I'm going to show you guys those in just a minute. But once again, we still have a 60-mile-per-hour tropical storm on our hands. Here's the latest track. They're still showing this will remain a tropical storm throughout the next few days, possibly strengthening up to a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm by tomorrow evening. I don't think we really are expecting this one to strengthen anything more than that. Thankfully, they're not forecasting this to be a hurricane, which is a very good thing considering how many hurricanes we have had this year. And then as we get into Thursday afternoon, it'll be back down to a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm. And then as we get into Friday and the weekend, we really start to see this storm really die off because you've got 2 areas of high pressure that are currently steering this. You got that big trough and injection pattern, along with all those along with all that wind shear in the upper levels of the atmosphere that really won't enhance for the strengthening. And then also the water temperatures, the sea surface temperatures right now in the northern Gulf aren't really as warm as they were a few weeks ago. So all these factors are really going to be helping to not strengthen the storm, which is a very good thing. Once again, considering how many hurricanes and tropical systems we have had this year. So once again, here's the latest enhanced satellite. As I said, the storm is moving a little bit more to the north now. It was stationary just a few hours ago. It still pretty much is. It's just moving a little bit faster, but you can still see there's a big cluster of thunderstorms right near that northeastern eye wall that we can still see some very gusty winds, possible winds gusting up to hurricane force. According to the latest cone I saw, which I'll show you guys in just a few minutes, the tropical storm force winds around where you can possibly see the highest winds is getting really, really small, which means that in order to see the highest winds, you really have to be really, really close to the center of the storm. And thankfully, the center is still well off the coast of Florida and also Cuba. So, it really shouldn't be affecting anybody. I think right now, the highest wind gust you can possibly see is maybe around 20 to 30 miles per hour. If by chance you get a supercell thunderstorm from one of these outer bands, that could potentially, build up some really strong winds. But we should really start to see this storm, go a little bit more north as we go into the later hours of tonight and also into the early morning hours of tomorrow. But here is the latest enhanced satellite. This was as of 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. So as I said, we are starting to see a little bit more cluster of thunderstorms, blow up right around that center, but still it really isn't affecting anybody, especially in the U.S. Here's the current radar. As I just said, with that big cluster of thunderstorms, that's where we're seeing the heaviest amounts of rainfall and thunderstorm activity. You're starting to see all that tropical moisture push its way into the southeast, as I have been talking about over the last few days. With this area of high pressure, it's going to be drawing all that tropical moisture up into the southeast, bringing them several days of rain. As I said, I don't think we with these storms we're going to see anything tropical wise. It'd just be a normal day of rain. But if you're still in Washington with Cuba, you definitely have a very good chance of seeing very strong thunderstorms until the storm really gets a little bit more northward, because this storm has been stationary all day and it's just now starting to get a little kick, to bring it up to the north. So we can still see some very strong thunderstorms on the western tip of Cuba, just until the storm makes it up a little bit, more northward. But as far as the current warnings go, we have no warnings out anywhere along the Florida Peninsula. No warnings out along Cuba, and pretty much the southeast where we are perfectly clear, except for just for a little bit more showers, driven in by the tropical moisture. So here are the forecast models, or the spaghetti models. Now, if you all can remember, yesterday they were all kind of spread out, but now they're a little bit more, confident that the storm is going to be going in this section. They were going, in all different directions in the Gulf, but now they're a little bit more certain that, the center or the main, part of the storm is going to pass right through here. And all that means is that we're going to start seeing a little bit more impact on this western tip of Florida, right near Tampa, and also on the top of the Florida Peninsula. New Orleans, thankfully, I think we're not going to really going to get any of this, thankfully, considering how much we got from our last storm that made landfall just south of us. But we are definitely going to see a widespread 3 to 5 inches of rain, possibly even more of that, as we get into the central parts of Georgia and also the Carolinas. So here are the estimated rain totals. As I just said, with these outer bands and all that tropical moisture coming through, you definitely have a chance, as we go into the early morning hours of tomorrow and also into the middle of the day tomorrow, to see some of those rain totals accumulate. With that, with all those big thunderstorms, kind of firing up around that center. That's why we're going to be seeing our highest amount of rainfall, just to the north and east of that eye wall. But as we get into the southeast and also the Carolinas, right along the Carolinas, anywhere from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way up through Raleigh, and also even to the Mid-Atlantic, we do have a very good shot of seeing possibly 3 to 5 inches of rain, or possibly even more than that, if you live in an area that is very familiar to a lot of rainfall. So definitely be sure that you will be ready for some several inches of rain to fall over the next few days. But as we go into the middle part and central parts of Florida, we really shouldn't be expecting any more than maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, unless you are way far, really to the western coast of Florida, where the outer bands of the storm might just hit, for a few hours. But other than that, we really should be in the clear as of right now. So here are the current alerts, as I just said. Those forecast models bring you a little bit more closer to the Florida coast. That's where they have issued tropical storm watches. Just to be on alert, just to be saying that that there's a strong tropical storm just off the coast, and it could possibly get some tropical storm conditions. But I don't think we should be seeing anything more than winds gusting maybe over 40 miles per hour with maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. But considering this storm will be well offshore, it won't be, it'll definitely be, a lot, smaller and a lot less, stronger. Considering that it will die down in strength a lot once it gets into this area, we really don't have to worry about anything, too tropical to hit us at that time. So, as I said, here's the current wind field. You all can see at home that the cone, or that wind field where the tropical storm force are, has really shrunk. It was, all around this area, but now it's a very small area. So, the only way really to see tropical storm force winds now is if you are right really close to the center circulation. We're not seeing any, really big, wind currents, over the Florida coast and also to the southeast. So unless you are very close to that center, you're really not going to see anything, higher than, regular, winds that you would typically see on a normal day. But, just as we say that, we still have the shot, especially on that western tip of Cuba, to see some possible higher wind gusts, as the sun kind of lifts to the north. As these outer bands are coming, in off the coast, of Florida with all the tropical moisture, you do have, a chance for some spinets in the atmosphere to create some strong winds. But currently, we're not seeing any really high wind totals right now. This is as of 4 o'clock. Tampa's blowing 12, gusting to 20. Down to Key West, we're blowing 17, gusting to 25. Miami, we're blowing at 20, gusting to 26. But you all can see that really on the western tip of Cuba, we're actually seeing the lowest wind amounts, which is a very good sign, considering that is, those are the closest locations to the center of this storm. And then as far as the wave height goes, we're currently seeing nothing we can't handle right along the coast is anywhere going to be from maybe 3 to 5. As you get a little bit more offshore, maybe a little bit higher than that, getting into double digits. Also, off, the coast into the Atlantic Ocean. As we get into the Carolinas, maybe 7 to 10 feet, but nothing we really can't handle. But, unless you really get, as I said, closer to that center circulation, you're really not going to see any wind totals. So if you are planning to go on a boat this afternoon, just be careful, especially if you're going way off the coast. I hope you aren't, but if you're just going to be going a little bit off the coast, just be careful what you're doing. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we currently have a 60 mile per hour tropical storm on our hands, moving north of 7 miles per hour, a little bit faster than I was moving a little bit, earlier. But it is still a tropical storm, and they are forecasting to be a 70 mile per hour tropical storm. By tomorrow afternoon. But then thankfully, as we get into the later part of the week and into the weekend, we will really start to see the storm really die down. From a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm to a 35-mile-per-hour tropical depression within a few hours. But all this means is that once it gets into this area, expect widespread rain showers throughout the whole southeastern region, even into the Middle Atlantic. Throughout the next few days, and possibly, let me go back to my rainfall totals. Possibly maybe 3 to 5 inches of rain in some parts, but mainly, widespread of 2 to 3 inches. So there's really nothing that we can't handle. Just something that we would normally see on a rainy day. But if you do live, in an area that is, very familiar with rain and is also very, damp and wet, we could potentially see, rain totals higher than that. But unless you're really in a an area that gets a lot of rain every single year, it really shouldn't be something that you have to worry about. So this is all I have for all of you guys at home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day and have a great rest of your week.